Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for being here today for our dissemination session. My name is Ana Maria Belciu. I'm from the University of Bucharest, and I'm one of the co-chairs for the CIVIS Student Council.
And hello from me. My name is Katerina Schina. I am a PhD student in folklore studies at the National Kapodistrian University of Athens, and thank you very much for being here today with us. Because for the student leadership, as we talk about today, it's really important to have people and see how we work, how we disseminate our results, and what we have done until here, and of course to see what we can be done into the future. About the student leadership and about the activities that students take the lead. So some things for the CIVIS Student Council, who we are first. The CIVIS Student Council was founded in 2019. The Council participates really actively in the CIVIS governance structures, so gathering students from all CIVIS universities. Our aim is to report, discuss relevant issues facing CIVIS, especially where students and student governance are concerned, collaborates closely with academics and administrative staff, contributes to the co-creation of the European university space through innovation and through dialogue mostly, embodies the CIVIS vision of an alliance of European citizen universities, represents all the students enrolled in the 11 members universities of the CIVIS Alliance. Each university is represented by 4 students from different disciplines and academic levels, and ensures that student interests and needs are taken into account in decision-making.
Okay, so I will go through some of our objectives as a structure. So we aim to understand and co-create the transformation of CIVIS and our universities, reaching out to CIVIS student bodies, be it on local level, via social media. We have a strong social media presence, even at events, and understanding their needs, getting involved in CIVIS governance decision-making on all relevant questions, representing students, voicing their needs, and making CIVIS more student-friendly, and in a space where students can collaborate in ideas and projects. And of course, one of our main objectives is networking, primarily with student bodies in CIVIS at locals level, but also with other student representatives from other alliances. Of course, European Student Union, political actors. These are just a few.
So about the functioning. Aim, objectives, and composition outlined in the rules of procedure. So there are rules of procedure in order to be more safe and to have some rules in order how we're working, and of course to see how our representatives are elected, and for some other stuff that we're talking about later. We have monthly meetings based on set time. The quorum is based 50% minus plus 1 university to be represented for the CIVIS Student Council meetings. We have simple majority for voting, European collaboration from different time zones, different academic calendars, so you know the struggles at this sometimes, because we have different day rhythms, different meal times, and different functioning and understandings of universities in many respects, but we have common goals, and this is the main thing and the most important thing at the end of the day.
Okay, so what is the aim of the CIVIS Student Council? And now I would like to read the Article 1 from our Rules of Procedures, which my colleague mentioned previously. The aim of the Student Council is to gather students from all CIVIS universities to report and discuss relevant issues facing CIVIS, especially where students and student governance are concerned. The Global Student Council represents the students in relation to other CIVIS governance bodies. So what we are is the bridge between CIVIS as an alliance and the students, which is what the alliance is for, because it's made out of universities and there will be no universities without students.
So, some things about the structure of the CIVIS Student Council. It's structured around managing committee, currently 2 co-chairs, and 5 working group leaders, in which all the students have mandatory participation. So the 5 working groups that there are at the moment are the social media, human resources, mobility, rules of procedure, and African partnerships. So it's really important to have communication with all of those groups. We discuss a lot in our meetings about all of this, and we try to disseminate our results through our meetings and see what we can improve or what we can do in the future.
Okay, so where are students represented in the CIVIS governance structures? First of all, we are represented almost in every structure. I think the only one where we are not represented is the board of rectors at the moment. As co-chairs, we are present in the steering committee, educational council, research council. We also are present in the interim board meeting for the master program in transdisciplinary studies of climate, environment, and energy, TRACY for short. But here it's not just the co-chairs who represent the students. We elect students from the student council. So we have representatives for the program board, which is the next step of the TRACY master, and in all the subgroups that you can see being mentioned here, from marketing and student recruitment to student support group and student representatives. We are also present in the quality assurance and accreditation group for CIVIS. We are present in the student-led project selection panel and in all the 5 hubs of the Alliance and in all 3 streams, and of course in Open Lab and the PolyCivis.
And so what we've achieved so far, and let's see why we're presenting all of this, because it makes sense to see how we're working in order to understand what we achieved, so on. So let's see the student-led impact in action. Initiatives we've launched or supported. CIVIS Days Hackathon 2025, we speak later about that because for us it's a very big step. It's one of the first projects that we managed to co-create and launched from the CIVIS Student Council, for the Student Council and for the students across the Alliance. Collaboration with more governance CIVIS structures, such as the CIVIS Communication Unit and Student Council social media, with this, and the working package one, fully student-led info session for the second call, room swap project, and student-led CIVIS survey. This is to be announced. We just applied for that. We're not know yet the result, but this is what we have done until now. And of course, we participated in, because when you have a CIVIS, when you have an alliance with students, we need to collaborate with students. So we managed to have a collaboration with other associations. So for the 2024-2025, because we have these bodies previously, but just now we're referring to this, it's the European University Student Ambassadors Forum for the 2024, Conference of the Student Bodies of the Alliances, 2024 again, high-level meeting on shaping the future, European University Alliances for Competitive Europe in Brussels this February. This happened in 2025. Erasmus Student Network. So we have representation in the Erasmus Generation Meeting for the April 2025 in Ancona. European Student Assembly, ESSA 2025. Into the European Parliament in Strasbourg, and the European University Student Ambassador Forum. We have an elected student right now for the September 2025. So for all of those events, we elect students. We try to send different students for each and every time in order to broaden the representation, in order to have more results and more students involved in our body. And the other thing that's really new also for us is the connections with other student alliances. For EU for All, we have at the moment 3 student council members as representatives into this body.
Okay, so Katerina mentioned previously the Hackathon, and we said that we're going to talk a bit about later because it's one of the biggest projects we are coordinating as the Student Council. So what is a CIVIS student-led project? Let's start here first, and then we're going to talk more about the Hackathon. So A student-led project is a proposal that comes from students. It can be extracurricular activities and initiatives which are conducted, managed, and implemented by students. What is the scope? To talk about topics related to civic engagement, student academic events, as well as student cultural events by promoting the European identity and values. The mission of student-led projects is to create a way through which students, academics, and local actors can cooperate with a transdisciplinary approach for developing innovative and inclusive initiatives to drive societal change. And if you are more interested about the student-led project, please access the QR for the website page and see what are the projects that have been accepted so far, and of course more details about the Creathon.
So we need some historical background of how the Creathon started. So organizing the Creathon from idea to action, how the idea came about. First, we joined, me and Angelo Petre, actually, the previous chair of the CIVIS Student Council, into the event designing a framework for CIVIS student-led projects in Glasgow, Scotland, on March 2024. There we presented an initial idea of what a student-led project could be. The first thought was a conference type, but then we thought that we need to be more inclusive and add more students, because when you have a conference type, then you have more master students and PhDs. So what happens with the first year students, for example, when they are undergraduates? So when we were in Lausanne, in our annual student council meeting at the university in Lausanne on April 2024, then the Creathon came to life with the effort that we put, all of us, and from what we're showing you about into the next slides.
Okay, so the thematic for the first Creathon is over tourism, European problem locker perspective, a comparative problem-solving Creathon about inclusivity. So we are talking about over tourism from the perspective of inclusivity. Through this event, we aim to tackle pressing global challenges through creative and collaborative problem solving. Of course, it's a student-led conference because we, members of the Student Council, including me and Katerina, are part of the organizing team. And in the other organizer, the organizing team is actually comprised of 5 universities. Like I said, Katerina and I from Athens and Bucharest, Vida Wallmark from Sweden, Heri from Glasgow, Leon from Tübingen, Panayotis again from Athens, and Penelope again from the same university. If you want to see the journey of the Creathon, we invite you to access this QR code, because on the CIVIS website, there's actually a dedicated page to all the projects that the students are presenting today. So if you are interested, please access the QR code.
So some information about the Creathon, that the time we speak, it's happening. So it's really important to see how it's structured and how the participation came. Here you can see the call for papers that we designed for the students to participate from all 11 universities. As you can see here, we had applications from 7 out of 11 universities. Actually, we're 8, but in the process, due to exam season, we lost UNIL, but it was okay. For us, it was a big success because there are many universities. So yeah, that was really good. So each university formed a team of 3 to 8 students. 2 students attending on site, and the others are online. Teams brainstormed, researched, and developed actionable solutions. Mixed disciplines and backgrounds were encouraged for broader perspectives. Participants work through an intensive workshop-style format. This will happen tomorrow, actually, because today we'll have the presentation sessions with 3 juries. So tomorrow we will have the workshops, and there they have the chance to apply their ideas into action. Guided facilitators, experts, and peer collaboration. So it's a student-led project, so we try to do that. At the same time, we're learning together with the participant, and this is the magic from all of that process. All teams contribute to a shared pool of solutions. The most outstanding proposal will be selected and rewarded tomorrow into the award ceremony. Beyond the award, the process builds skills and community and helps shape future policies and practices.
Okay, so I'm going to talk a bit about the organization of the program. So it is structured in 2 days. As Katerina mentioned previously, at the moment in another room, students are presenting their projects and they're being judged by a jury, which is the final score will be based on the 2 components, which is the academic paper that they had to submit previously to coming to Sapienza, and 50% from the presentation during the event, which takes place now. And the team with the highest overall score will be awarded at the award ceremony tomorrow. And the second day is more dynamic. We aim for a workshop and in an environment where they can reflect on what over-tourism and inclusivity meant to them. And we already started the process today through having them interact with each other and discuss what the Hackathon means to them, why did they join, what were the challenges so far. And through interactive group activities, we aim to explore key challenges and ideas. And then, as we like to call it, they will come up with this mega solution, which is a creative proposal for inclusive and sustainable tourism.
So, why it matters? It's organized by students, for students, and this is the dedication for the student-led projects, the CIVIS student-led projects. The Hackathon is more than a competition. It's a platform for impact for us. It empowers students to engage with real-world problems from a local and European perspective, and this is what CIVIS wants to give to students. It raises awareness about the work of the CIVIS Alliance and the Student Council. Participants contribute to a meaningful change and develop valuable skills. The Hackathon is organized by the CIVIS Student Council. It promotes cross-border collaboration among students from 11 universities. It fosters a spirit of co-creation, peer learning, and democratic participation. It's a rare opportunity to explore big ideas, develop teamwork, and amplify the student voice across the CIVIS space, across borders.
Okay, so the real award for both us, the organizers, and the participants, the real prize actually lies in the journey because, as we said, we are not encouraging competitiveness, we are encouraging collaboration and helping each other, build on each other's skills. So the aim is to develop creativity, critical thinking, and leadership, collaborate across countries, fields, and perspectives, and to contribute to CIVIS' mission of inclusive student-led innovation. Building friendships, networks, and ideas that go beyond the event. And it was very beautiful today in the icebreaker session to see that actually some friendships were formed because of the Hackathon. That was amazing and quite wholesome, if I could express myself that way. We aim for this event to be a collaborative problem solving in a multicultural and disciplinary environment. Bring civic awareness and ethical engagement with local and European level issues. Of course, build skills such as leadership and project planning under time constraints, so time management, of course, and adaptability and resilience in response to real world complexity.
So, one of the important things that we have to discuss today here is the role of student leadership in a university alliance. And this is what me and Anna Maria will show a lot through our involvement in many conferences, in many activities. So we had the opportunity to collaborate with many students. So first of all, it brings grassroots perspectives into institutional decision-making, ensures that policies reflect real student needs and ambitions, co-creates initiatives across universities and cultural contexts, acts as a bridge between institutional vision and student realities, promotes inclusive democratic governance at the European level, drives innovation in education, mobility, and civic engagement, strengthens a sense of ownership and agency among students, represents diverse voices from multiple disciplines and countries, and contributes to a more resilient and responsive university ecosystem.
So what student leadership taught us? First of all, I'd like to preface that me and Katerina have been in this student council for almost 3 years. At the moment, we are one of the most senior members in the council, if not the most senior. So we've seen the alliance and the council transforming in these past 2 years. And I think we can have some formal bullet points on what it actually taught us, and maybe later we can discuss more on a personal level. Of course, navigating bureaucracy and turning it into opportunity, it's, I think, the biggest thing. Representing without losing the voice of real students, how to lead horizontally, not I cannot pronounce that word. I'm sorry. I will just move past that. Building consensus instead of giving orders. The importance of listening more than speaking, especially in diverse multilingual group. How to build trust remotely across 11 universities, which has been a challenge and is constantly a challenge. How to turn vague ideas into structured, realistic projects, such as the Hackathon. I think it's one of the best examples for this. And the value of persistence and patience when navigating university systems, because it is very complex to be in a leadership position in an alliance that is comprised of 11 universities with 11 academic calendars, different ways of electing students in the council, and of course the cultural differences between the universities, the countries, I would rather say. So yeah, you need to have that grit to continue and listen to everyone.
And some of the challenges that we faced into this beautiful journey. We had to balance student voices with institutional processes and expectations, of course. Limited time and capacity, managing council work alongside studies and life, because for me, I'm a PhD student in my 4th year. Anna Maria is an undergraduate student in her last year. So you understand that at the same time we have and we need to manage our thesis, our personal life, our studies, our other commitments. And this goes for all of the members of the Student Council, because this is the most challenging part. Difficulty in reaching and engaging all students' voices across the Alliance. Sometimes it's difficult to do that, and we're trying to find more solutions to engage more students and have more voices speaking in our council, in our collaborations, in our projects, working with different levels of university support and responsiveness, finding out our identity and defining our role in a constantly evolving alliance, learning to represent collective interests, not just personal or local priorities, because the CIVIS Student Council, it's for all students and it's not only localized. Sometimes it starts from the local level, but then again, it's for all. And this is the core, and this is how it should be.
Okay, so some lessons learned, because it's a process, it's a reflective process. Being the co-chair of the student council, we always, me and Katerina, go back and forth into what went wrong, what could have been better. And here I think it's nice to say that in the past year as co-chair together with Katerina, I think I've talked more to her than anyone else in my life. Constantly refining our skills and trying to come up with the better ideas into engaging students and developing the student council. So leadership is about serving others and making space for their ideas. I know you might say, wow, that's such a cliche idea, but no, it's not. This is what leadership is about. It's not about you being in the front, it's you motivating the others to also want to be in the front with you. Even small actions can spark change. Visibility matters. Again, I think the Creathon can be a very good example because it was just an idea paraded in a CIVIS meeting, and now it is this project that we hope it will continue for generations to come. Co-creation works best when it's built on trust, clarity, and care. I think it's very important that we also build friendships with the student representatives in the council, and we do not stay just at the superficial level. And I like to highlight right now that I think we reached this goal because most of us also are friends besides working together. And we update each other on our lives, and especially when we visit each other's countries. And I think that is amazing. We are stronger when we acknowledge uncertainty and adapt together. I think being vulnerable is very powerful in the sense that it can open up discussions for other ways to tackle a problem on how could have been done better. And it also helps in building trust. And true student leadership is not about being perfect. It's about being present and committed. And it's about that grit I was talking about earlier, being persistent.
Yeah. So, one of the last things about our journey here is the student-led initiative through the Creathon, because this was really new to us, a really new ground. So let's see the growth, the difficulties, and lessons through leadership, because the Creathon was other part. It was something new. It was parallel into the whole CIVIS Student Council managing and activities. So what made it student-led? Decision-making, content design, and outreach. Challenges we faced, okay, it was the logical part, but we had people to help us here. Logistics, coordination, cross-university work, developing confidence to speak, disagree, and co-create in diverse groups, working with teammates. We had just met online and on-site, and specifically for the participants, because we had to collaborate with them, all of them online, also with each and every one of us from the organizers. But you can understand that when you have to manage 2 students per university, some teams have 5 students, so I think that we have almost 35 people into the whole process from the participants. So you can understand the struggle, and at the same time, we have to manage the student council, 40 people.
Yes.
So, yeah, so this is the difficulties. Working with teammates, we had just met, I told you about that. Dealing with language barriers sometimes, and different communication styles, navigating time pressure, also that. Balancing creativity with realistic and actionable ideas, also this is a challenge. About the Creathon, uniting multiple viewpoints into one coherent mega solution. This is what we will explore tomorrow in order to have more results to say to you. Finding shared understanding of concepts like inclusion and sustainability across cultures, because we had to follow the CIVIS Days thematic about inclusion and about sustainability and about all of this thematic. That's amazing. Innovation happens when we let go of perfection and start building, as Anna Maria said later. The best ideas are often born from lively debate and collective thinking. And a two-day event can leave a long-lasting impact in the process, is honest, open, and shared.
Okay, so some questions for further discussion. What would we love to co-create next? Why more students should get involved? How to give to students more initiatives to be more active in the student council, and how university leadership and staff can empower rather than supervise. I think the last question is one that me and Katerina have been trying to work on for the past year, and we finally reached a breakthrough point.
And here you can find us on our social media accounts. We have an Instagram, a Facebook, a LinkedIn. You can contact us in our official email, or visit the section Student Engagement on the official CIVIS website, so you can find all of our information there. and you can follow us, of course.
And just an ending statement for us. Student leadership isn't just about having a seat at the table, it's about shaping the table together. And I think this is a very powerful statement. And I would like right now to take a moment because this is actually my last CIVIS days in my career because I'm graduating, so I'll no longer be a student, which means I cannot continue my journey in CIVIS. However, I would like, first of all, to thank the Alliance for introducing me to such amazing people, and one of them being Katerina, who is my co-chair. And as I previously mentioned, this year, she has been the person I talked to the most.
Yeah.
And I think leadership is also about that, surpassing the barrier of being just colleagues and understanding how we work as people in order to better understand where we come from when maybe facing challenges and conflicts even, I would say, or contradicting opinions. So with this, I would really like to thank the CIVIS Alliance, my colleagues from the Student Council, new and old. With some of them, I've been colleagues since I entered. Katerina, one of them being here, but many more others. Thank you very much, and I hope to see the Student Council developing and growing even more than this. And I hope that maybe it sounds egocentric, but I dare to say that I hope that future generations would consider my work a stepping stone in the student representation in the European alliances. So thank you very much.
And from my part, I would like, thank you, Anna. And from my part, I would like to deeply thank you because with Anna, we had a great collaboration, also with the previous chair, of course, Angelo Petre, Vanessa Jubenot, because this is what CIVIS is. It's about connections. And we have friendships with all of us. And also, we will do it tomorrow in the Creathon, but from our part, we would like to thank all the people that they are involved into the Creathon. I see here Eric, I see Lars, I see Ula, all the institutional coordinators, Maria Isabel, Mariano Codolato from the CIVIS Communication Unit, Esther, Jean, there are many people. And from my part, I want to thank deeply the National Kapodistria University of Athens and the CIVIS office in the National Kapodistria University of Athens, Mr. Elias Adoniou, Sofia Messini, Mariana Codolato, Anna Nikopoulou, all the people are working there because from this journey, the CIVIS journey, I had the opportunity, because sometimes when you are a PhD student, this journey is really lonely. And I had the opportunity to collaborate with people and speak with people and do not be only my research. So thank you, because sometimes for the PhDs, the life's difficult, as you know. So you gave me life from that, and I appreciate it a lot. Sorry if I forgot someone. We do it tomorrow.
We have a list of names tomorrow, the award ceremony.
Yes.
So no one is forgotten.
And Manuel also helped us a lot into the Creathon. There are many people. And thank you very much, Georg. There are so many, so thank you. And of course, we are open for questions. Thank you very much again. And we're waiting for your questions.
Yes, we see a question there. There is a longer button with a person talking.
Wow. Okay. I have a question concerning the African partnerships. You mentioned in the beginning that is one of the things that you're working with. So I was a bit curious to know about what do those partnerships consist of?
I think right now is a bit too early to talk about it in the sense that we are just navigating the process on how to better integrate the African partners, because we want them to have an active role and not just be passively participating in meetings. But this requires a revision of the rules of procedures and many other structures in CIVIS in order to ensure this. But we are working on the process.
We are thinking of integrate students into the student council, but this needs a lot of discussion because, as Anna says, we need to see again the rules of procedure. But we're planning about that, and there is a dedicated working group for African partnerships, so we're trying to do that. And also CIVIS gave us the opportunity to see that more, because we have 2 student representatives there. So yeah, we're trying to see how we can integrate them into the student council.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Please. Oh, sorry. I go first. Oh, thank you. You've asked for more students to participate, but how is it possible to join the council?
To join the council?
Yes.
Well, that depends on the university you come from, because at the moment there's no harmonized election process for all 11 universities. So you need to check with your local institutional coordinator and see what is the process. Some universities work based on local councils, so people get nominated and voted there. Others have a more laborious election process. That's my best suggestion right now, to go talk to the IC of your university.
And also follow us on our social media, because the Creathon was the first step to integrate into the student council, into our activities. So we hope that in the future to have more, in order for more students to get involved into that. So yeah.
Okay, thank you. I've just joined your page on the LinkedIn, and I asked this question because I speak in the name of the Aix-Marseille University, which it seems is not represented in the council. Or am I wrong, maybe?
Not represented in the council. We have
okay.
a representative right there.
Thanks. Great. Sorry.
Now we have representation from all universities at the moment. Yeah, we have at least 1, max is 4. So it depends on the university.
Eric.
Okay, thank you. I don't really have a question, but 2 remarks. Firstly, we had an amazing slide with, I think it was called challenges or something, the way you work. And I was laughing with Lars next to me because it was exactly the same challenges as I have as an admin working at the university. So there's no difference, I think. And secondly, I have had the pleasure to be part of this student-led project organization from CIVIS side and from Stockholm side. And I think it has really pushed myself and my university in some points in a really interesting and good way, I would say, because we have been forced to change some internal routines and way and looking upon things due to your work, and mainly the work with the student-led projects that you are conducting here at the CIVIS Days. So thank you for that.
Oh, thank you. I just wanted to thank you, because we saw it from the inside, also from the student-led panel meetings, how difficult it is. But it's a very good step. It's a very good first step. And we were there from the very early steps. So thank you for that. I don't know if Anna wants to add something. Say thank you.
Maybe a short invitation also. You said that you have a subgroup working on mobility, and as co-head of the mobility unit, I was not really aware of that. And I think we were not in touch specifically. So open doors, if you have any feedbacks to us, or you would like to get in touch with us, very welcome.
That would be amazing. As the previous leader of this working group, I think it would be a great initiative to expand the working groups at the level of the alliance. Maybe these units can collaborate with our working groups and try to also understand the student side better, because we do have projects going on right now. It's a brochure on helping students navigate mobilities, be it short-term or long-term, in terms of different characteristics that we thought would be relevant for the students. I don't know, study places, where to eat, where you get accommodation on different price points. So maybe if you're interested, we can drop an email after this one.
Yeah, that would be nice, because we already do it with the social media at the moment with Maria Isabel. So that would be nice to have it also in other working groups.
It's proof that it's working.
Yeah. So yeah, thank you for that. Yes.
Could we get the presentation maybe in the WhatsApp group or an email or something?
Yeah.
Will be this works.
And make sure to follow us on social media. We're quite active.
Yes,
Nice talking
please.
about our initiative.
Please do that. So probably, thank you very much.
It was very nice to have you all in this room. I personally was a little bit afraid that no one would join.
Yes.
But
We discussed that when we joined here. We said that no one will join us. But
we were so happy to see you and getting questions from you. I think this is such a great opportunity for us, the students and the staff of the alliances and other governance bodies, to have these open discussions and see where we can work together to improve the alliance.
And also because we have students from the Student Council, keep this as a feedback for our meeting on 13th, on
Yes.
Friday. So we have many things to discuss about.
So thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
attending.
Paris.